Good morning, learners, and good morning to my dear students. Today, I am going to deal the paper of Public Economics. Myself, Dr. K. Srivani, Assistant Professor of Economics, Shatavani University, Karimnagar, Telangana State. So, in this paper, have the five modules. First module, introduction, role of state in economic activities, changing role of state in a mixed economy, public and private sector, evolution of public finance, multiple theories of public household, public and private goods, market mechanism in public and private goods, state as an agent of planning and development. Module 2, public choice. Public choice, private and public mechanisms of allocating resources, preference revelation and aggregation of preferences, voting systems, and economic theory of democracy, politico eco bureaucracy, rent seeking and direct unproductive profit seeking activities. Module 3, public policy, rationale for public policy, allocation of resources for public goods, voluntary exchange models, impossibility of decentralized provision of public goods, demand revealing schemes for public goods, stabilization policy, Keynesian case for stabilization policy, provision of infrastructural facilities, removing distributional inequalities and regional imbalances. Module 4, public expenditure, theories of public expenditure, Wagner's law of increasing state activities, Peacock-Weismann's hypothesis, principle of maximum social advantage, growth and pattern of public expenditure, effects of public expenditure, cost benefit analysis, project evaluation and role of CBA. Module 5, taxation, approaches to taxation, benefit approach, ability to pay approach and neutrality approach, elasticity and buoyancy of taxation, incidence and shifting of taxation, types of and classification of taxes and VAT. These are the five modules are covered in this public economics. So that is the paper 3 for third semester in the Department of Economics, Shatava University, Karimnagar, Telangana State, India. So let us we start the before going to the modules, module 1. So I would like to interest to the learners and beginners also. So what is the public economics, what is the definition, who were given the different definitions towards the public economics, and that is a meaning. Okay, these are all our basic concepts are covered in this public economics, uh, because of the learners should know so what is the public economics. So before that, let us start with the what is the introduction. The contents are covered: introduction, define public finance, importance of public finance. So introduction, public finance, also known as fiscal economics or public sector economics or simply public economics, determines the destiny of development of a nation. Okay, what is there different between the public economics and public finance? There is no. The public finance is also called as public economics or fiscal economics or public sector economics. Determines, okay, this finance economics is the destiny of development of a nation. Finance of the government, how much of a country's resources the government should acquire for its own use. So what are the resources? Are there physical resources or human resources? So these are all natural resources. Okay, so these are the resources the government resources are allocated to the development of the nation. So how much and what makes further efficient spending public finance in short run? Short have been a subject of perennial interest to thinkers since ancient times. Kautilya's Ardhashastra, written some 2000 years ago, devotes a substantial part of the work to treasury, sources to revenue, account and audit. Public finance has, however, come in for specific attention primarily because of the phenomenal expansion of the public sector since the Second World War. So this is the what is the public finance is the phenomenally it is expanded for the public sector since Second World War. So yeah, and we have go to the before ancient that is ancient times. There's a Kautilya Ardhashastra, and that is a 2000 years ago. So how the treasury sources to resources account and audit are in that 2000 years ago they were discussed this public finance. So what is the meaning of the public finance? The study of public finance as a branch of economics has to occupy a very important place in economic literature since last 9 decades. So public finance is the branch of economics. So because of the in the economic literature, it has finance is made a pivotal role in that economics for the development of the any nation. Public finance is that science which deals with the income and expenditure of the public authorities. So what is a public authorities? Local authorities, and that state authorities, central authorities. Okay, these are the public authorities. The public authorities, so they compulsory they should have the income, and the whatever the income have to the public authorities compulsory they should spend. That is a responsibility of the public authorities to spend some amount of money on development and welfare activities. So that is a public finance. The word public authorities include all sorts of governments, local, state and central. That is a sorts of governments. So that is public authorities. So the term public finance is a combination of two words, namely public and finance. Okay, we have to see in the public finance. Public is the word, finance is the word. There is a two combinations of word is called the public finance. So what is the public? Is represented by government or state, and so public means it is the elected by the government, elected by the people. So that is the government or state. We call the government or the state are elected by the people, or different countries have different elections has been there. That is the whatever mode of elections is there, whatever the mode of the system is there, that is the called the government or state. Other word finance means money resources which are in the form of income and expenditure. Okay, finance is not only that is called the money resources which are form of income, either income or and the expenditure. The two is there. Thus public finance refers to systematic study of the operations of public income and expenditure of the public authorities. So ultimately what is the public finance? It is a systematic study of the operations of public income and expenditure of the public authorities. The local, state, center, these are the public authorities. Whatever the public authorities spending income and the getting the income. So these are two, income and expenditure of the public authorities is called as the public finance. So define public economics. Public economics is a study of government policy through the lens of economic efficiency and equity. Public economics builds on the theory of welfare economics and is ultimately used as a tool to improve social welfare, distributional effects of taxation and government expenditures. So there is a whatever the government policy, it is a lens of economic efficiency and equity. So public economics builds on theory of welfare economics. It is a what is the main motto of the public or government or state? It is to improve the social welfare. That is the main motto or aim of the government or the government spending. That is a okay. In that we have to see the public expenditure, public taxation, okay, and public income. Okay. So Musgrave 1996 theoretician of public finance as Richard A. Musgrave, an economist who has been called a father of modern finance, died Monday in Santa Cruz, Cliff. He was 96. In the 96 of age of Musgrave, he has a very eminent professor, and it is of he is also called as a modern public finance. Okay, as its most basic level, public economics provide a framework for thinking about whether or not the government should participate in economics markets and to what extent its role should be. In order to do so, microeconomic theory is utilized to assess whether the private market is likely to provide efficient outcomes in the absence of government interference. What are the definitions? According to Adam Smith, public finance is an investigation into the nature and principles of state revenue and expenditure. Okay, according to the Adam Smith, that is, he had given the definition, that is the investigate into the nature and principles of revenue and expenditure. There is a government revenue and government expenditure. According to Dalton, public finance is concerned with income and expenditure of public authorities and with the mutual adjustment of one another. There is a mutual adjustment of the public authorities, whatever the local, state, central. These are public authorities mutually understand. We can see so many programs implemented by the central governments. In the central governments, the sharing of the expenditure and income between the state and central is a variation. Some central spending the income on particular government 80 percentage, then the state government spending on that program 20 percentage. Okay, this is the adjustment of the public finance between the two authorities, among the public authorities. So according to Harold Gross, public finance is a field of inquiry that treats on income and outgo of governments, federal, state, local. Okay, whatever the income, whatever the obtaining income and outgo of the governments and income and expenditure. Richard Musgrave, the subject matter of public finance is logically, though not solely concerned with the financial aspects of the business of the government. So this is the financial. What are the financial aspects? That is the spending, income, financial administration and control. So whatever the financial aspects are there, that is the business of the government. Importance of public finance. So now so before we are we discussed the what is the mean by the public finance, what are the definitions are were given by the there is a classical economist, neoclassical and modern economist, that the definitions are given to the public finance. And now let us see the what is the importance of the public finance. The importance of public finance has changed considerably as a result of paradigm shift from police state to welfare state. The importance of public finance is evident from the following. So that what is it? Police state to welfare state. The public finance is the has changed. How changed the police state to welfare state? So that is the aim is that the public finance aim is welfare state, not the police state. Before that we had the police state, that the what are they spending money by the government, that is the police. We have in ancient times we have see the police state, but in the present time we have see the what welfare state. The government have responsibility to develop the welfare activities in the country. So what is the importance of public finance? So these are all of the following concepts are there. First one is the taxation. The government often levy taxes to discourage the consumption of harmful commodities such as alcohol, opium, etc. The objective is to curtail the consumption of these commodities by the public. So taxation, why the government is implemented the taxation and taxes on the commodities? Because the importance of one objective of the taxation is to obtaining or acquiring the revenue or income to the government. Other aspect in the taxation implementation process is that discourage the consumption of harmful commodities. So the main thing is discourage the consumption of harmful commodities such as alcohol, opium, the whatever the harmful to the health. So because the government is levying the heavy taxes on the particular good, the, the rate is all the price is also determined by the manufacturing industries is very high in the market. So the ultimately the shifting of the burden is going to the consumers. So that's why the consumers paying the high amount of price to that particular product, definitely day by day the consumption power is going to be decreasing due to the high rate. Why the high rate is determined by the industry? Due to the heavy levies, heavy taxes. Okay. By because of the public, whatever the people, the government is levying the heavy taxes to discourage the consumption of the particular good, which is the very harmful to the health of the public, going to the decreasing of that product. Protection to infant industries. In developing countries, there is a special need to protect the infant industries or newly started industries from foreign competition. So we have know how the foreign competition is there in the investment process in the industries. Okay, after the economic reforms, globalization, liberalization, privatization policy, we have uh, invite the so many foreign companies, foreign investments for the development of our nation. So that is the other side. Another side is to protect our infant industries, and we are protect our infant industries, newly started industry from competing of foreign companies. The objective of levying duties is to help these industries to grow up, vice versa, the foreign industries. So that is the one of the importance of public finance. Providing employment opportunities. Public finance occupies a predominant place in the context of providing large scale employment. Okay, the government is responsible to provide the employment opportunity uh, to the people. The technique of unbalanced budget is followed to generate employment during the time of depression. The government has to spend a huge amount of public expenditure to provide the purchasing power to rural masses and reduce the problem of unemployment in the economy. The enactment of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme is a move in this direction. So we have no there is a depression or inflation situations occurred in this nation. Compulsory we have follow the unbalanced, balanced, and deficit budgeting systems. So we have to remove whatever the decisions are there. So in that process, the government in the we have if we have the depression situation, the compulsory government spending the much more amount of money to provide the employment opportunities or to improve or increasing the production. So that is example is the MGNREGP. It is the one of the program to rural masses who are under the unemployment conditions. So another important thing is of the public finance, economic planning is necessary to achieve certain socio-economic objectives in the economy. But the implementation of 5-year plan requires a huge amount of resources, and taxation and public borrowing could be used to obtain the necessary funds. Both direct and indirect taxes can be well designed to suit the purpose. So economic planning is a very important thing to the public finance. There is a government responsibility to plan the economically what the social and what the economic objectives are there in the economy. So example we have to take the 5-year plans. It is a one of the planning system to development of our nation in the holistic. So importance is equity. Public finance also plays a meaningful role in eliminating or reducing the inequalities of income and wealth in a capitalistic economy. So what wherever have the inequalities, reason inequalities or income inequalities, so those are will be reduced by the government responsibility to reduce the inequalities. This is possible by transferring the purchasing power from the rich to the poor. Therefore, progressive taxes are imposed on the richer sections of the society, and the revenue so obtained is used for providing various facilities such as subsidized food, housing, free medical aid, education, etc. to the lower section of the society. So, how we can get the equity in the society means that the in the economic side, public economics, the government has responsibility to levy the taxes in the form of progressive taxes. That is means richer section to of the society to the poorer sections of the society and obtain the revenue to the government. And the examples are there: food, free housing, that is the ICDS programs, and one thing is the ration shops. So these are all are schemes for the food security and to reduce the inequalities among the peoples in the society. Next important aspect is economic stability. The ups and downs in the economic activity causes obstacles in the smooth functioning of the economy and creates hardship among the various sections of the society. Compensatory finance is used as a mechanism to maintain fiscal stability. Therefore, inflation and deflation can be controlled through a proper mix of taxation, expenditure, and public debt policies. So, water economics stability is a very important. That is a very hardship among the sections of this society. So, one thing is how we are removing the stability means compensatory finance. It is a mechanism fiscal stability, and that is the in whatever the inflation deflation can be controlled through a proper mix of taxation, that is the expenditure debt policies. So optimum utilization of resources, one of the important aspect and important responsibility uh, by the government is optimum utilization of resources. The natural resources of developing countries are underutilized or overutilized. The proper utilization of natural resources is imperative not only for the present generation but also for the unborn generations. The state can direct the flow of production, consumption, and distribution in the economy by framing a suitable budget policy. So that is a when we example we have take the budget. In the budget, the government have allocated the resources to the different sectors in the economy of to our nation. That is the so how money is allocated to these sectors, how they are utilized, how is there underutilized or the overutilized. So compulsory it is the it is look into these are the aspects. The reality ground is a very important to the government for the development of the nations. Savings and investment. Public finance plays a significant place in national economies by increasing savings and investment. A lack of adequate financial resources is hindering the economic progress of many countries. The tax system promotes savings and investment, which is necessary for capital formation. Okay, public finance is very important. That why means increasing the savings and investment. So when the savings are increased, that savings is will be go to that savings is the saving money is going to the investment on the particular different sectors in the economy. If a lack of adequate financial resources, maybe it is a damage the economic progress or hindering the economic progress of the many countries. So that's why savings or investment is maintaining is very important to the government in the public finance system. Next is subsidies and grants. In recent times, subsidies and grants are inevitable for producing essential goods and services meant for the masses. It has a prominent place in the government expenditure of developing countries. So subsidies and grants are inevitable for producing essential goods and services. It's a prominent place for government expenditure. Okay, means the government is spending money on development, welfare, and in that means subsidies, grants. So we have to see in Telangana state, the Telangana state has implemented the Raitu Bandhu and so many health schemes compulsory. The government has given subsidy to those are all the programs for the upliftment of the farmers and encourage the farmers in the field. So these are the main important aspects to the public finance, and the government um, uh, has play important role in these are all the aspect towards the finance. Thank you very much.